was dorky. I thought that was a cute quotation. It's not a quote, that's a verb. Okay. I wrote down a little list of things that I wanted to say because there's a lot of stuff that I want to say. And hopefully it's, I don't know, helpful and important. I haven't been doing too hot. I've been really kind of like giving up fighting for a few weeks. It was really hard, so I just figured, whatever, I'm not going to care about this. And obviously I do care about it. It's just that it's easier to pretend you don't care because then it doesn't hurt when you fail, because it's like, oh, I'm not trying. But really it just makes it a lot worse, and so that was kind of a slipping downward thing. And eventually, like last week, there's a few things that kind of made me want to snap out of it and really, like, I need to stop. And then it hurt a lot because it was the shock again that there's no on-off switch. I can't just say, okay, I want to stop this, I'll stop. You can't do that, and it's so frustrating, and I forgot how hard it is when you actually have to try and how much that really does hurt. And I haven't been doing very well even while I'm trying, and that just really made me aware of how much eating disorders are not a choice, not at all. But right now I'm just kind of focusing on improvements and picking myself up after I do something bad. Try not to let it get to me, because I know it's not going to be something that's overnight. And like before, a few days ago, if I'd had a bad day, I would just be like, whatever, that's just today, it's just going to be a horrible day, tomorrow's going to be horrible, might as well just go to the cafeteria instead of to class, might as well go to the bathroom instead of to meet my friend. Like, I didn't care, and I started to be really irresponsible with everything, and now it's like if I have a bad morning, I'll be like, you know what, dust myself off, that was bad, but whatever, like, that's gonna happen, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I can't control going to class. Like, I can do that today, it's not a huge deal, I'm gonna go do that, I need to do that. And so just being responsible in what I can, be, and that really, I mean, that makes you feel better, knowing that you accomplished something, as simple as going to class. I went to an eating disorder lecture with my parents, or not really a lecture, it was kind of like a discussion. Okay, I'm not sure that messed up, okay. It froze for a second. I went to a lecture with my parents, and it was kind of like a panel discussion. It was Miss America 2008. I don't remember her, Kirsten something. She was the speaker there, and she was really good. I think she was a little bit older than me, but she sounded like she knew her shit. She was really good. I don't know, I mean, I really wasn't expecting much from a pageant winner, but like, she didn't know she was gonna win. She just went into it for the scholarship money and won her little she was Oakland district, which is right next to where I live, and she won Miss Michigan, and then she won Miss America. And her platform was eating disorders, which is like awareness, and she's like made a fund and everything. You should look her up, it's pretty cool. But it was also like kind of awkward to be at that thing. Like, I didn't think about it beforehand, but then once I got there, immediately I was like, oh my god, I don't belong here. I do not belong here. Like, everybody here's either like super skinny, or you can tell that they're like, they got their little notebook and they're ready to go hand in their extra credit for psych or something. And I'm just there kind of like with my parents and feeling really stupid and like out of place. And also at the same time, I think that's just avoiding it. It's like, I was kind of feeling uncomfortable because this is relevant to me and I don't want it to be. Oh my gosh, and then during the talk, this one woman was telling about her story of like how she recovered from anorexia and stuff. And this girl in front of me, like, she just like fell over, and then the other girl's like, oh my gosh, and then everybody was kind of like running around like, oh my gosh, what happened to this girl? And apparently she had just like passed out, and she wasn't one of like the skinny ones. She was really, I mean, I'm not gonna say she was overweight or anything. She was like really normal looking, you know, average. I don't know. I'm assuming she was bulimic because of that. And I mean, I know you can't really make assumptions based on appearance, but I say that because the impact it had on me was pretty big. Like, that really scared me. I've never fainted before. I mean, I did when I was really underweight, but I mean, that was, dude, I don't know, I just feel like that's not me now. I don't know. But that really just got to me, and kind of like a reality check thing. And I mean, she was okay. I helped her up. She was so pale. And I was also kind of worried because my parents were there, and I was like, I don't want you guys to see this. Cover your eyes. Like, I don't want them to be worried about me. So some of the wake-up calls for me, that was one. And also my throat's been really hurting. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like, my glands are really swollen. Like, it's disgusting. Sometimes it looks like I have like a double, like not even double chin, like a double jaw, because it's just like so big down here. And it's really hard to like, I can't talk very well. And it hurt so bad before, like while I was purging, and like that's when I was like, oh, I need to lay off for a couple days, and then I couldn't do it, and that really freaked me out. Like, I thought, like, I was like, I thought this was just because I was like letting it go, but no, I can't stop. And I've been getting really hot and cold chills, like, and just be sitting somewhere and then all of a sudden get really dizzy, really lightheaded, really, I'm sure I look really pale because I feel like flushed and like, get lightheaded, and I get really hot, like so sweaty, like my shins are sweating, and like when do shins sweat? I don't know, I'm just like sweaty everywhere. I can feel like it dripping down, like, ugh, it's disgusting. And then all of a sudden, so I'll be like taking off my sweatshirt, my jacket, my every little thing that I have on, even though it was 65 yesterday. And then all of a sudden I'll be freezing, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like shivering, and that's dehydration. That's messed up. That's not normal. I'm dizzy and headachy all the time. My grades are being affected because I'm not going to class a lot of the time, or at least I haven't gone to 7 of my Spanish classes. And she told me that. She's like, your participation grade is basically cut in half right now. And so I really have to try to go. And today I was pleased. I went there and it was so hard. It was so hard, and I did it. So, points for me. I have no social life. I haven't been talking to anybody, and if I have been talking to them, it's been to say, oh, you know, I really can't do this. I'm not interested. Being kind of blunt actually about it, which is not good, because I know it's just gonna make it easier to push people away if they're not if they kind of like feel that I'm not interested in them, which is not true, but it's something that I feel like I have to make them think. So I guess it's gonna be 2 videos because it's already 9:14. Yeah, at the cafeteria, I made a table of what I think it is to deal with a mental addictive type problem, and I want to share that because just while I'm dealing with this, it really frustrates me that somebody hasn't come up with like a manual about all the different aspects of this and like how they connect, and it's so complicated, but you can do this, you can put it together. So I don't know, this is just my freaking out, like, I'm gonna write this down. So I don't know, you can see what you think.